There is a small village in Japan called Okinawa, where people live longer than almost anywhere else in the world. When visitors go there, they see something amazing. Men and women who are more than 100 years old still smile, still wake up early, still take care of their gardens, still cook, and still enjoy life with a kind of lightness that feels like magic. This magic, the Japanese say, is called Ikigai. It is not one single thing but a way of living. Ikigai means the reason to wake up in the morning, the reason you feel happy to be alive, the sense of purpose that gives meaning to your days. This book, written by Hector Garcia and Francesc Miralles, takes us into that world and shows us how we too can discover our own Ikigai, so that our lives can be long, peaceful, and full of joy. When you first think about happiness, maybe you imagine money, success, or luxury. But the book teaches us that true happiness does not come from those things. It comes from having balance, from feeling useful, from doing what you love and what the world needs, from giving your energy to meaningful work, and from building close relationships. In Okinawa, people do not retire the way we do in other countries. Even at 90 or 100 years old, they are still active. They might be fishing, cooking, farming, teaching, or weaving. They do not stop working because their work is not only for money. It is their Ikigai, their reason for living, the activity that connects them with life itself. The authors begin by exploring why so many people in Okinawa live such long lives. Scientists have studied their diet, their habits, their social connections, and their daily routines. They found that one of the strongest reasons is that these people never lose their purpose. Each day has meaning for them. They wake up knowing there is something to do, someone to meet, something to create, or some task to finish. Without that purpose, life becomes empty, and the body and mind slowly weaken. But with purpose, even very old people stay alive and strong. The word Ikigai is difficult to translate directly into English. Some say it means the joy of always being busy. But it is not busyness in a stressful way. It is more like gentle activity that keeps your mind and body in motion. In the West, people often chase after retirement, dreaming of a time when they can finally rest and do nothing. In Okinawa, people do not dream of doing nothing. They dream of doing something small but meaningful every single day until their last breath. That is the secret behind their smiles. The book also explains that Ikigai is found where four things meet. The first is what you love to do, the second is what you are good at, the third is what the world needs, and the fourth is what you can be paid for. When these four things overlap, you find your perfect balance. You find your life mission. Not everyone can live exactly at that perfect balance, but moving closer to it already brings peace and happiness. For example, if you love painting, you are good at it and people appreciate your art, then painting can become your Ikigai. If you love gardening, you may grow vegetables not only for yourself but also for your neighbors, and that becomes your Ikigai. It does not need to be something huge or famous. Sometimes the simplest activities give the deepest satisfaction. Another beautiful lesson from the book is the idea of flow. Flow means the feeling when you are so deeply involved in what you are doing that time disappears. You forget about the world around you, you forget about worries, and you are simply in the moment. Artists feel it when they are painting, musicians feel it when they are playing, athletes feel it when they are running, writers feel it when they are writing. In Okinawa, people find flow in daily activities like cooking, fishing, or even cleaning. The authors remind us that if you can find flow in your work or in your hobbies, you will feel more alive and more connected to your Ikigai. Food also plays an important role in their long and happy lives. Okinawans eat slowly, they eat small portions, and they stop eating when their stomach is about 80% full. They follow the saying hara hachibu, which means do not overeat. Their meals are full of vegetables, fruits, rice, fish, tofu, and very little meat. They also drink green tea and practice moderation in all things. This healthy diet keeps their bodies light and strong, but more than that, it teaches them discipline and respect for food. Another big secret is community. In Okinawa, people are never alone. They belong to small groups called moai, which are circles of friends that last a lifetime. These groups support each other in every way. If someone is sick, the others bring food. If someone needs money, the others help. If someone feels lonely, the others come to visit. This strong social bond is another form of Ikigai. It gives people comfort, love, and security. In the West, loneliness is one of the biggest causes of sadness and depression, especially in old age. In Okinawa, loneliness is rare because community is strong. People laugh together, sing together, dance together, and take care of each other. Their hearts stay young because they never feel abandoned. The authors also explain that stress is a big enemy of health and happiness. In modern cities, people are always in a hurry, always thinking about money, deadlines, and competition. This constant stress damages the body, shortens life, and takes away joy. In Okinawa, people live at a slower pace. They take time to talk with neighbors, to enjoy nature, to drink tea, and to celebrate small festivals. They do not rush to achieve big things. They live each day as a gift. This slow lifestyle is another part of Ikigai. It does not mean laziness. It means living with calmness and mindfulness. Another inspiring idea in the book is resilience. Life is not always easy. Everyone faces problems, loss, sickness, and hardship. But the Okinawan way teaches that we should never give up. They practice something close to the Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, which means finding beauty in imperfection, and gamen, which means patience and dignity in the face of difficulties. They accept that pain and loss are natural, but they continue with courage. They focus on what still gives joy, what still gives meaning. This attitude helps them survive even the hardest times without losing hope. The authors share interviews with many elders in Okinawa who are over 100 years old. These men and women still have a sparkle in their eyes. Some of them farm daily, others weave, some practice martial arts, and some sing. When asked about their secret, they often smile and say they simply keep doing what they love. They do not think too much about the future or the past. They live here and now, grateful for today. That is perhaps the simplest and most powerful lesson of Ikigai. The book also connects these ideas with science. Research shows that having a sense of purpose actually protects the brain and body. It lowers stress hormones, strengthens the immune system, and even reduces the risk of diseases. People who have Ikigai live not only longer lives but also healthier and happier ones. Without purpose, people fall into sadness and sickness. With purpose, life becomes light, full, and joyful. Ikigai is not something given to us. It is something we discover. Sometimes it takes time. Maybe you already know what makes you feel alive. Maybe you are still searching. The authors encourage us to try new things, to explore hobbies, to connect with others, to ask ourselves simple questions like, what do I enjoy doing? What am I good at? How can I help others? What gives me energy? Step by step, by following these questions, we can move closer to our Ikigai. The beauty of this philosophy is that it does not demand a big change. You do not need to quit your job, move to another country, or become rich. Ikigai can be found in small daily actions. Cooking a meal for your family, planting flowers in your garden, teaching a child, painting a picture, writing a story, or simply sharing tea with a friend can all be Ikigai. What matters is that you do it with love and purpose. The authors also remind us that discipline is part of the journey. To live with Ikigai, you must take care of your body and mind. Regular exercise is important. The Okinawans walk every day, work in their gardens, and keep moving. They do not go to the gym for heavy workouts, but their daily activity keeps them strong. Sleep is also important. Rest allows the body to heal. Balance is key. Too much work without rest leads to stress. Too much rest without purpose leads to boredom. Ikigai is the balance between both. In the end, the book shows us that the real secret of a long and happy life is very simple. Stay active, stay connected, eat well, reduce stress, accept challenges, and always keep a reason to wake up in the morning. That reason can be big or small, but it should be yours. Your Ikigai does not need to look like anyone else's. It is unique to you. Maybe it is writing poems, maybe it is teaching, maybe it is farming, maybe it is playing with your grandchildren. Whatever it is, let it guide you. Reading Ikigai feels like walking into a peaceful village, sitting with wise old people, drinking tea, and hearing their life stories. You realize that happiness is not something far away. It is already inside you, waiting for you to notice it. The authors tell us that we do not need to search for perfection or endless pleasure. We only need to live with purpose, with love, with gratitude, and with activity. That is the heart of Ikigai. The final message of the book is full of hope. We are all capable of living a long and meaningful life if we take small steps every day. Discover what makes you smile, stay curious, help others, and take care of your body. Do not rush, do not stress, do not compare yourself to others. Your journey is your own. And every day when you wake up, remember that there is something waiting for you, something small or big that gives meaning to your life. That is your Ikigai, your reason for being. Once you find it, life will feel brighter, lighter, and more beautiful.